Hello fellow woodworkers and welcome to this week's very festive edition of the Garage Workshop. This week we're going to be looking at Christmas gifts for fellow woodworkers. Roll the intro. In this first section we're going to be looking for presents for woodworkers. So if you are a woodworker yourself, you might be able to suggest some of these presents if you've got somebody buying presents for you. And if you're not a woodworker but you've got somebody in your family who is, then there will be some good presents here for you to put in either their stockings or main presents. So these first two gifts are in the under £5 section, and there are two gifts here which you can buy which are very useful for all woodworkers. The first one is the Marksman Marks tool made by Grip It. You can buy this tool in lots of different places. You can get it in Wilko, plumb to you. I got mine in Screwfix, and at the time of making this video, which was the middle of November in 2021, it was just under a fiver at £4.99. If you are going to buy one of these tools, it is good to shop around, because I found this in Screwfix and it was on a special deal of 2 for 1, so I actually got two for £4.99. It's an absolutely fantastic tool. Let me show you how it works. Okay, the second gift under £5 is one of these, and if you don't know what this is, it's a Rufus Square. These come in all different shapes and sizes. This is a smaller entry-level one, although you can get them smaller than this. This is used for measuring different angles. It's also used for measuring and cutting straight edges. We'll have a little bit of a look at how this works in a minute. This particular one is a Parkside one, and I got it in a recent middle of Lidl sort of special buy. You can buy these on Amazon very cheaply. It was less than a five. I think this one was actually £3.99. A fantastic piece of kit and a really good tool for not only getting a nice right angle when you're looking for measuring and cutting wood, but also using the pivot point you can work your angles out. Let's have a look at it in action. And the third gift in the less than £5 category is one of these. It's a bit holder for an electric screwdriver or for a drill. These are incredibly useful. You put them in the end of your drill, put your different bits in it, and particularly when you're using it with woodworking where you've got gaps in between pieces of wood where you need to have a longer extension, they're really useful. They come in all different shapes and sizes. These two are from Milwaukee, but extender bits like this, bit holders, can be bought in any of the big box stores. You can get them in B&Q, Screwfix, Home Base, any of those stores, and they're really cheap. This Milwaukee one was part of a set, and actually this one was £4.99 reduced from £7.99, so it fits nicely in our under £5 section. Okay, moving on to the first tool in our between £5 and £10 section, we have one of these. Yes, the Common or Garden tape measure. Now the thing about tape measures, and this is a perfect example, this is a Stanley tape measure. It's quite an old one, I've had it for a long time, and this is a 5 metre tape measure, which does sound pretty good. But larger tape measures like this one are really useful, particularly if you're cutting larger sheets of plywood or other materials, longer pieces of timber. And this is our selection for the first £5 to £10 gift. This is actually an Aldi Work Zone 10 metre tape measure. It's absolutely fantastic. It's a really strong tape measure, and when you pull it out, it doesn't recline automatically. There are dozens of places that sell tape measures like this. I'll put a couple of links in below, but having a 10 metre tape measure really will make a lot of difference to your work. So the first in our £5 to £10 gifts, a tape measure. The second tool in our between £5 and £10 range is this. This is a digital levelling box or a digital protractor. This has many different uses. I particularly use this when I'm changing the angle on my miter saw or my table saw. It's magnetic on the bottom, you switch it on, you zero it, and then you literally move whatever it is attached to and it gives you a super accurate reading. You can pay a lot of money for these if you get a make like Bosch. I got a cheap one on Amazon and it's been absolutely fantastic. So let's see it in action. We're sticking with the digital theme for the last tool in our between £5 and £10 gift range. It's one of these. This is a digital tape measure. It's an absolutely fantastic piece of kit, and this one, which again I'll link below from Amazon, measures incredibly accurately. All of these tools are a really useful addition to any workshop. Let's see it in action. So the first gift in the between £10 and £20 range is a power tool, and it's one of these. This is a brad nailer, not to be confused with a nail gun or a nail finisher. This is a brad nailer. This one, which is made by, I think you pronounce that Bauker, is the first one that I bought. It was a really entry-level model. It was £19.99. Now the price has gone up slightly, but you can still buy them on the internet for this price. It's an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. You simply load the nails in the side or the brad nails in there, plug it in, adjust the depth, hit it, and away you go. If you don't do a huge amount of woodwork projects, but every now and then you need a brad nailer, this is the perfect choice. It's an absolutely amazing piece of kit for the money. Let's put it through its paces and see how it looks. The second gift in our between £10 and £20 range is one of these. Yes, it's a hammer, and between £10 and £20 does sound expensive, but this hammer is a Thor Hammer. It's an absolutely amazing hammer. When I first bought this hammer, I was a bit unsure as to why it cost so much money. When you've used it a few times, you realise that A, not all hammers are the same, and B, the design and the strength of this hammer makes fantastic use in any project. I've used it a number of times. It's a hammer I bought on Amazon and it was relatively cheap. And the best thing about these hammers is the ends come off and unscrew. Not only can you get replacements if these get damaged, but you can also change them out for different thicknesses. You can have a much harder or a much softer end. A highly recommended tool, and if you think you've already got a lot of hammers and you haven't got one of these, pick yourself up. You will have seen me use this on a number of projects. Really fantastic bit of kit. The last gift in our between £10 and £20 range is actually a light. This is a portable LED work light. This one comes from Parkside and was £10.99. They're a fantastic piece of kit to have in any garage, and I thought when I bought it, not sure how much I'll use that, and I've used it all the time. Even when you're putting together woodworking projects, if you're trying to screw something in and you can't get the light in, it's absolutely amazing. Quick to recharge, nice and sturdily made, it's an absolute bargain. So the last tool in this range, an LED cordless work light. The first tool in our between £20 and £50 range is of course one of these, a trusted electric screwdriver. These come in many different shapes and sizes. You can spend a lot of money on one of these. This one, as you've seen in a previous video, is a Ferrex one. It comes from Aldi and it's been absolutely fantastic. This is a 16 volt. It also has a drill attachment to it, so you can use it as a drill. To be honest, I've never done that. I've always used it as a screwdriver. It is invaluable to any modern woodworker. Even if you like the feel or the use of using a normal traditional screwdriver, these are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit. And as I said, you can spend any amount of money on them, but a nice entry-level one is a good gift. This was £29.99 when it came into the Aldi special buys. They always come around a really fantastic gift for the woodworker. The next gift in our between 20 and 50 pound range is a set of these. Now these are not any ordinary clamps, these are toughened sash clamps, and you can use these for clamping together much longer pieces of wood. You will have seen in some of my videos before, particularly the chicken coop build, I think, I use these clamps in a number of different occasions. They're absolutely fantastic to have. These ones are Torsen, I think they're called, and they are screw fix ones, and this was £25 for one of these. Now that was in a sale, I've checked the price and I'll put a link in the description below. They're a little bit more than that now to cost due to COVID, but they're absolutely fantastic pieces of kit. Really sturdy, and when you're gluing up larger bits, if you're gluing up worktops or anything where you need a longer piece of reach, they're absolutely fantastic to have. The other thing is you can turn them the other way. You can take this off and turn it the other way around, so it can be used to push things apart as well as clamp things in. So a set of really nice sash clamps is our first tool gift between 20 and 50 pounds. The last gift in our between 20 and 50 pound range is one of these. This is a Dewalt Socket Set. Now, I'm not sponsored by Dewalt, I wish I was. This just happens to be the set that I have. It's an all-in-one set which has got all of the sockets that you need, all the sizes that you need. It's also got a set of driver bits in it, and it's got different attachments and extension bars. It's absolutely fantastic. I actually got this in Costco. It's one of the things that they normally have, and it was $29.99, but really worth picking up a good quality socket set. You never know when you need to use it, particularly if you're using hex screws, which is where I use that the most. So the last tool in our between 20 and 50 pound range is this, a socket set. So the first tool gift in our £50 and above is one of these. This is a plunge saw. This is again made by Parkside, which is part of the Lidl range. Aldi also have their own one, but you can find countless different ones of these across the internet. McAllister make one, all the main players, Bosch, Makita, all make one of these. This is an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. All of them come with some selections of rails. This came with 2 rails, which total just over 1.5 meters. As you'll have seen on some of my videos, this has had a lot of use. Still a bit dusty. It's a really good piece of kit. If you choose to buy one of these for the woodworker in your life, or if you are a woodworker and you want to buy one extra little piece of advice I would give you is to buy a replacement blade. The blade that comes with the Parkside is absolutely fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I bought a blade that had a higher amount of teeth. This is a Saxon blade, but a really useful piece of kit, and trust me, you'll use this more than you ever think you would. This was £69.99 when it came in on the Parkside range, but you can pick these up from McAllister anything from 70, and you can pay anything up to £400 or £500 if you get a Festool one. But a nice entry-level plunge saw, our first gift. Okay, the second tool in our above £50 range is also a power tool, and it's one of these. It's a biscuit joiner. This particular one is made by Bauker. Apologies if I'm not pronouncing that name correctly. And again, it's a really useful piece of kit. If you're thinking of doing any projects where you're joining 2 flat surfaces together, for example, if you're making a worktop, or I use these when I made a series of radiator covers, this is what you need. It's brilliant. It goes straight in, it's got a rotating disc, very easy to get in all different types of wood, and it has a different adjustment for the different size of biscuits that you want to make. These can be picked up really cheaply. When I bought this, the price was actually a lot lower than it is now. I think I paid £44 for this, and I know they're a little bit more now, but really worth investing. If you've got that little bit of extra money and you want to get the woodworker in your life a really good gift, this is a fantastic choice. A biscuit joiner. And the last tool in our Christmas gift guide for woodworkers is, of course, one of these, a Pocket Hole Jig. And this one, which is made by Craig, an American company, is an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. You can now buy these all over the internet, and they vary in price, they vary in quality. The reason that I went for this Craig system is it had everything included in it I wanted. When we bought this, which I got this for Christmas last year, it was about £90, but I know at the moment it's Black Friday in the United Kingdom, and I know that these jigs have been on sale with £5 or £10 off. I have used this so many times. If you're a regular on the Garage Workshop, you will know I've done thousands and thousands of pocket holes. It's an incredibly useful piece of kit when you want to join two pieces of work together and you don't want to go through the faff of a dowel or spend ages sticking and clamping. It's absolutely invaluable, and I use this so much when I made the chicken coop, and also my recent project. If you've seen the wooden storage units, it got a huge amount of use. It is without a doubt my favourite piece of kit and would make a fantastic present for the woodworker in your life. Thank you so much for watching this week's edition of the Garage Workshop. I hope I gave you some really useful potential presents for the woodworker in your life. If you don't have anyone in your life to buy you presents, why not treat yourself this Christmas to some of the gifts that we look for? If this is the first time at the channel, thank you very much for visiting. Please can I ask you to hit the subscribe, make a comment and like. If you are a regular viewer, thank you so much for your continued support and for the comments that you leave. I read everything and it really does mean a lot that you're watching my videos every week. I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas, and I will see you on next week's edition of the Garage Workshop. Take care, and I'll see you then. Bye, fellow woodworkers.